All right, boys, we're here at break number 606 is a jumbo case of Topps Series 1. Get rolling here. Good luck to everybody in the break. Obviously, we have the side of the case, Cal Ripken right there. Team list is on the left, overhead camera's in the upper right-hand corner. Let's open the case up. Roll 2023 with J-Rod on the front of the boxes here. It's going to be 6 autographs total, 12 memorabilia. Hopefully we can get ourselves some short print or two. Hopefully even just one short print would be nice if we can do that on the glass mirrors. Or the golden mirrors, I mean. Image variations. And hopefully we get some nice autographs of some of the rookie class. Empty box. Good luck to everybody in the break. So I'm going to say... my man Cal Ripken Jr. here, Project 2020, Ben Baller the card, Charm City Edition. He's our good luck charm around here. Give him a nice rub on all 6 of the boxes on this side. Get rolling here, get into the first jumbo. Box topper is going to be Corbin Burns. Talked about him a good bit in the last break about how there's a good chance he could be the Cy Young winner this year. There is 2 other breaks that are still currently open. One is a Bowman Chrome with Bowman Chrome Sapphire. It's a half case, second half case of that break. So 6 boxes of Bowman Chrome, 5 boxes of Bowman Chrome Sapphire. And then there is a football breakup that's collegiate. I think I need to update the teams, though. I think people were taking teams, and I wasn't getting notifications for it when I was looking before I opened up this break. As I mentioned before, starting with 610, the Charm City points are going to be changed some. The list, I have the list all the way updated to like 590-ish right now. So if you're really curious what your points are, I can give them to you. I'm going to post the Google spreadsheet here in a few days, probably after the top convention. I'll have it all the way updated. But let's get started here. We got Kevin Kiermaier, Langeliers, we got Mullins, Pavin Smith. So right there, you're going to have Vargas, Nolan Jones. If you haven't told me that you want your Riley Green, if you haven't told me yet that you want your base veterans, please let me know underneath the break post itself. We got Austin Meadows and a Mark Appel on the, I believe that's a gold foil. Austin Meadows for the Tigers, going to be out of 2023. A 600 out of 2023. First hit of the break. And the gold foil Mark Appel. Get Scherzer and Strasburg on the 1-2 punch. Mike Trout in 1988. Adley Rutschman right there on the rookie. Oswald Peraza. All the Cup cards and Future Stars cards will go into the rookie pile as non-veteran base because they're have some sort of flair to them. I was gonna say the veteran base would be like Nestor Cortez is a veteran base. There's a Cody Clemens. Liberatore, just so you know. So anybody like Josiah Gray or the Cup card, J-Rod, that all gets sent. Bobby Witt's Cup card. Talking purely like base veteran, like you don't want your, I don't know, Justin Verlanders. We got Albert Almora on the green foil going to the Reds. Going to be a 420 out of 499 because I don't think a lot of people are reading the description of the break post sometimes, and I just don't want anybody to. We have a J-Rod pick your shot for home runs, and we're going to have a rainbow foil for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Be looking for their base because I've been just giving them away. Like people have been asking me about their kids wanting to build base sets stuff. I've just been giving away the extra veteran base that people don't want. We got Houston Astros, Trevor Story out of 88. We got Springs. I'm not keeping it, so if you don't claim it in the post like it says, I don't want you to get angry at me. That's all. I want to make sure I state it in the break post because I'm sure there'll be somebody that forgets and somebody that will get angry at me. Kyle Stower's right there for the Orioles. Brian Bello and Thompson. George Kirby. Ethan Small. Swaggerty. Cade Cavalli. Graham Ashcroft. Gold foil Caleb Smith. Diamondbacks 2020 Club George Brett Frank Thomas and a 1988 Aranda. Mark Appel. I've done a series 1 in a little bit, so a little rusty on what the rookie cards are looking like. Class A throws so damn hard. How's everybody's week going so far? Anybody have any big plans for the weekend? Anybody think anything crazy? You guys think Manny Machado gets his contract? We got rainbow foil Steel Walker. I'm going to get Jonathan Aranda. 2023 going to the Rays. And Patrick Seidel, that's going to be a 60 out of 2023. Get our first autograph going to Tom, who closed it up on the 1988 Oswald Peraza on-card autograph. A little bit off-center, a little bit heavy on the bottom there. Heavy on the left. But nonetheless, one of the good rookie autographs, Oswald Peraza. Yordan Alvarez on the greatest hits at 2022. Graham Ashcraft. Prado. A rookie for the Mariners there. Yeah, Peraza's been a rare one, I was going to say. Definitely haven't seen a lot of even his base autograph. I will agree with you there. I was going to say Vargas. I mean, he's the one that universally is holding the Yankees' price up and price point, but you don't see him a lot. There's Paguero. If you're going to get a Riley Green, you get a Paguero with him in the same pack. It's always nice. NL leaders, how these cards go for anybody that hasn't been a Series 1 break yet, is essentially the league leader and team gets it, so it's going to go to the Dodgers because Urias led an ERA. Unless somebody owns 2/3 of the card, then it goes to them. We got Shea Langeliers on 1988. Future Stars, Adley Rutschman. There's Herrera. Oswald Peraza. CJ Cron had a good start to the season. I know that's like random, but that's because he had one of the first cards in this pack. Oh, would have been a pack. Get a rainbow foil, Julio Rodriguez Cup card. SPU. So I have not used any of these essential top loaders from Card Shells. They ran out of 35 points. The nice ones, but these actually look like they're really clear. It doesn't have like all the super UV protection, but definitely still the same quality. Just looks like they're made of a different type of plastic. I don't know. Nice J-Rod. Oh, Manny Machado memorabilia going to the Padres on the 1988. And Charlie Rael. We have Aces, Nolan or Aaron Nola, Alek Manoah, J-Rod on the Cup card. Ezekiel Duran. Steel Walker, such a good name. Not that good of a ball player, fortunately. Got Yu Darvish on the rainbow foil. It's actually a really dark brown. It's not black. That patch, I was gonna say. We have a Luis Garcia for the Nationals. It's going to be a 400 out of 2023. I can see on the camera why it would look like it's black though. Casas, Gunnar Henderson. Lenyn Sosa, which Sosa had some pretty good numbers in the minors, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, they don't have, I don't think they have a black alternate or any type of black jersey. Cheer down. So that'd be a good, if it was black, that'd be a really good question, but it's definitely, there was a Grisham. I have Kikichi out of the rainbow foil going to the Blue Jays. All Aces, 239 out of 299 going to Corbin, or going to the Milwaukee Brewers on the Corbin Burns. Brewers are Brian Lovelace. Yeah, for the Rockies, Brendan Rodgers on the City Connect. For the Rockies and Charlie. Got Gunnar Henderson. Tom, I know you had a rough go in that triple threads. O'Neill Cruz on a 1988 Quan. But first autograph, I don't know if you can see it or not, I don't know if it's clear, is Oswald Peraza for the Yankees. Part of the teams you got from when you closed it up. We got Josh Smith, Winchowski, and Seth Beer. Randall Grichuk. Cody Clemens, Liberatore. Mike Yastrzemski on the rainbow foil for the Giants. I have a Gavin Sheets for the White Sox, 57 out of 76 on the, don't know if this is the Independence or the Memorial Day. I always get them confused because the stars are just different. But a nice Gavin Sheet to the White Sox and Tom Scarberry. We got Dylan Cease. All of the league leaders right there. Kyle Stowers, Bello, and Thompson. If you want all your cards, they all ship, Devin. That's what I was saying before. Derek Hall, I know there's some guys, especially with this stuff, the majority of people in the group didn't want their base when I did updates. So rather than asking people who didn't want their base and me sending their base and people getting cranky that I sent them their base, I went the other way this time around, where if you want all your cards, I'll ship them to you. If you don't want them and you only want certain cards, I'll ship those to you. People don't want their base cards. They don't do anything but collect dust in their house. I don't know. Luis Arraez, 202 out of 300. I don't have a problem shipping them. You would have to ask, one of the big advocates against it is definitely Matt Hogue. You'd have to ask Matt why he hates his base cards. There's other guys like Tom. I don't think Tom wants any more base cards. He gets in so many breaks, he doesn't need 5,000 count boxes of base cards all the time. Like, if you get in a lot of breaks, you don't need to have your base cards necessarily. Yeah, Michael Harris is second. Matt Chapman. Larnach and Trent Grisham. I mean, I'm not selling them or anything. Like I said, I'm giving them to, like, there's somebody in the group that said that their 9-year-old nephew wants to try to build some sets, so, like, I'm sending some to them and some other stuff. Like, I don't keep the base cards. Let's see. It became a big thing in Bowman because the Bowman veteran base cards aren't really worth anything. You got Barry Larkin. They're probably not even worth the paper they're printed on. Shea Langeliers, Cabrian Hayes, and Josh Wachowski. We have Mark McGwire, J.J. Bleday, Clayton Kershaw, and Fernando Tatis Jr. to the Padres on the green mojo. It's going to be a 59 out of 99. Going to Charlie. That is the first jumbo down. The second one. I don't even think Abraham Toro's mom wants 5 cases of his base cards, to be honest. We got Bo Bichette. 2 silver packs out. Rebound to what? I guess is the question. To middle of COVID? Never. I was going to say, unless another pandemic like that happens where the government prints off a bunch of money. Do they rebound like baseball cards? I mean, it's the off-season. Everything in the off-season always goes down. Football cards are terrible right now. The pictures and stuff of people selling things during tax season for a loss is exactly that. Is they sold it to somebody that's their close friend and probably got the card back and are taking a massive loss on their taxes. Because somebody that can afford to pay $400,000 for a baseball card is a millionaire. And one way to create tax deductions is to take a huge loss. And it would be a business loss because I was going to say, yeah, so that's one of those things where I don't think the big cards like people are posting pictures of are actually plummeting in price that much in a year. I mean, you're not going to get as much for base cards, but that's because they're printing more base cards. There's just more availability of a base. Like, there's more of a print run. of base cards. So no, I mean, for base cards, especially for chrome and stuff, the way if you want to get any amount of money out of base cards, you're gonna have to grade them. But I would make sure that you grade them and they get 10s, because if they get 9s, they're not worth more than what the base card typically is. So, I mean, that's a risk and reward thing in itself. But do I think card prices in general? I mean, I don't think they're as down as people think they are, like I just said. But will they rebound some? I mean, the baseball cards are going to go up during the baseball season. It's what happens every year. Just like football cards right now are down, but as soon as the draft kicks off, they'll go up. Future stars, C.J. Abrams for the Nationals. Yeah, I was going to say, they're never going to go back to COVID. Like, COVID prices are absurd for some things. Brett Baty for the Mets right there to start us off. So J.J. Bleday. Rainbow foil Patrick Sandoval. Byron Buxton on the blue border. Hobby exclusive. I mean, okay, Daniel, like, you can't say that the hobby's doing well or the prices are bad, because I just sold a Jackson Holiday base autograph for $280 cash. Like, that's not bad. I mean, that's an unproven guy that's in Bowman draft. Yeah, he's a #1 overall pick, and I get him in Baltimore, but that's, I mean, they're regularly selling on eBay between $250 to $350 for a base autograph of an 18-year-old. I mean, I wouldn't say that the hobby's doing that bad. We got Corey Lee for the Astros, and that's going to Greg Wolf. Getting the Corey Lee Stros hit there. Julio Urias. Don Mattingly 1988 Aranda. Mark Appel. David VR. And I know Bowman's like its own little monster, but I think a lot of people try to push doom and gloom because they're bored or don't know shit about the hobby. Nolan Jones. Cal Raleigh. Michael Gibbons on the gold foil. Like I said, the base stuff. The base stuff, if you get it graded at 10, Paul Goldschmidt, 1065 out of 2023, and just kind of have it sit there if it's in your PC, over time it will gain value. Like, I think a lot of this stuff that's from the 90s, and I mean, maybe I'm wrong here, I could be a little bit off, but I think some of this stuff from the late 80s, early 90s that people consider junk wax era, if you have it in a 10 or a 9, in 10 to 15 years, that stuff is going to go up in price. Not a lot, but it's going to go up in price some, because all that stuff was miscut. A lot of people throwing their shit away. Jose Canseco, Matthew Liberatore, Adley Rutschman, right down the base, Herrera. So I do think there is some value growth. So there, Harris is second. Even for junk wax era stuff, which was mostly base cards, if it's in very, very good condition. Shitty condition cards are just not going to have a place in the hobby long term that aren't numbered. And even then, they're not going to go up a ton in price. But, I mean, they'll go up, like, if something's $5, it might go up to, like, $8, which is really, like, almost a 50% increase, which is, like, a huge, in the way of percentages, is huge, which is actually, like, good, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be worth a lot. So my only fear, and this is talking to two Mariners fans, because I know Devin's a Mariners fan too, my only fear with Julio Rodriguez is not that his season was a fluke, but that he's not as good as what his rookie season was, because they just don't know how to pitch to a guy. And I think that there's a lot of guys that can have sophomore slumps. My advice would be, if for whatever reason he stinks up the joint next year a little bit, not stinks up, but stinks up the joint compared to what his actual potential is, I wouldn't sell. I would just hold. because I do think that his career, he'll be close to a 30-30 guy if he continues to steal bases, but he could have a bad sophomore season. I was going to say, we have Pick a Shot Carrera. We have 12 out of 499. Celebration. Toro comes up big in the 9th, going to the Mariners and Devin. That would be my only fear, is that Julio has a little bit of a sophomore slump, even early in the year, and you could see his prices maybe tank a little bit for what his prices are. They might go back up, but it can happen if he struggles at all. Because he could probably be the guy that could end up being the most volatile this year, depending on how he does. Then again, if he kills it, his prices could easily go up. Brian Bello and Thompson. Langeliers. Another guy as a Mariners fan that could be a good investment is if you can find Kelnick stuff cheap. I know Devin was selling a bunch of it, but I mean, Kelnick's still young, and with no shift, I think his numbers naturally improve if he gets a start in the outfield at the beginning of the year, because his numbers aren't as bad as Joey Gallo's when it comes to actually putting balls into play, in the sense of like when they get into play, they get its hits. We have Alex Rodriguez for Seattle Mariners, Jeter Downs, Adley Rutschman. Yeah, man, I try not to pocket watch anybody, so I didn't want to say anything, but I didn't think that you should have sold that lot either, but at least not for the price, because I almost bought it, but I just bought another huge collection of somebody, so I didn't have the money to buy it to make like a fair offer. But I mean, I personally think Kelnick has a chance to bounce back and be a good ball player. Like, I think no shift. I think he might be. I have like a top 5 guys with no shift that I think end up being a lot better this year. I think Joey Gallo gets back to his all-star form with no shift, because they have one of the strongest shifts on him. I think Kelnick has a good year. Right-handed wise, I don't think there's any really true pull, like super pull right-handed hitters. There is a few. But you're going to see a lot of lefties that are straight pull guys having a lot more success this year. Jorge Mateo going to the Orioles. We're going to have Miguel Cabrera on the relic going to the Tigers. And Greg Wolf. Yeah, Seager's another guy that could have a big year because he's straight pull. I think Cody Bellinger has a big year because people are no longer going to be shifting on him, because he got away with a lot of stuff in that his rookie and sophomore season, because people weren't really playing a shift on him. I also just think in general you're going to see pitchers have to use more of the plate. You can't just throw inside to these lefties anymore and hope they pull it into the shift. Hunter Brown. Grisham. Chris Davis is just an unfortunate circumstance, and a lot of that had to do with him not putting in the proper paperwork for his Adderall. Jermaine Palacios, and if you do actually need Adderall, I mean, I'm pretty sure it can be debilitating. I know a lot of people are against like them banning the shift, but I really like it. That's going to the Twins and the Palacio and Noah. Nobody wants to watch 1-0 games, in my personal opinion. I'd rather see dudes explode and letting guys swing as hard as they can to try to hit the ball hard into space rather than defensive-minded shift bullshit. I also don't want to see, and I know people are like, well, bunt or hit the opposite way. I don't want to see that. I want to see, when I go to a baseball game, I want to see Barry Bonds try to blast one over the fence. I don't want to see Barry Bonds bunting because you were in an 8-man shift to the right side of the field. We got Corey Lee. The Adderall he got was different, JP. He was no longer allowed to take the quick release. He had to take the extended release Adderall. That's what got approved. because you had to be grandfathered into the Ryan Helsley. You had to be grandfathered into the instant release Adderall. 104 out of 199 on the red foil. Got Alex Bregman for the Astros. Going to Greg Wolf. Got Clayton Kershaw, Jonah Heim, Schwindel, Casas, Josh Smith, Winchowski, and J.D. Brubaker. Yeah, the Astros in Series 1 in here have had some pretty good luck. I am happy this filled before I went to Arizona because I really didn't feel like lugging a Series 1 case through the airport, to be honest. Because the shit's too heavy to put in the damn check-in bag. We're going to have Herman Marquez. Yes, Tom. Oswald Peraza, 1988 autograph. We have Duran, and that's going to be a 26 out of 99 on the vintage back. Going to the Twins. And Noah on the Duran. Bobby Witt Jr., 2022 greatest hits, Brendan Rodgers. O'Neal Cruz. There's a Kyle Stowers, Bello, and Ryan Helsley. Helsley, not Halsley. Helsley. I have not seen a vintage stock printing plate. Is this about to be a joke or is this about to be serious? Derek Hall. Now you're going to make me have to go look something up on eBay if it actually is different and exists. We have Steel Walker. Have I pulled any? Yes, we pulled 3 in the group so far, but Shane McClanahan for the Rays on the 75 out of 76. Going to Patrick Seidel. Barry Larkin. Christian Yelich. And there's been a couple pulled out of like cases or boxes I sold people in the pre-order that they sent me pictures. Say we pulled Roberto Perez. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Michael Harris II, Matthew Liberatore, Salvador Perez, and Don Mattingly. Matt Olson, George Brett, Jazz Chisholm Jr., and Aaron Judge. Get into box number 3. Tom, me and you tomorrow. This is Christian Yelich, by the way, on the box topper of the Brewers. Me and you tomorrow, we got a date with some Dunruss football and box of them. Donruss football and the impeccable hobby box. Just so you know, buddy. Personal breaks. They let me order another whopping 4 boxes today. Let's see. Claybo got in a random. He got out of 199 Michael Harris. Oh my god, as I fucking flip the pack over. Never had that happen before in my life. My bad, guys. Let's see, nothing really happened to the cards. It just did a damn somersault. Wait, you had a red? Red out of 25 Jackson Holiday autograph? I was going to say there's a Von Grisham out of 25 out of the silver pack hit in the very first case we opened. Not autographed, just the base. But it was off center. Or like just the base silver pack set. Oh, the red holiday autograph. Out of my bad. I thought you were talking about Jackson Holiday, the player. I was like, how'd you get an out of 25 autograph? I was like, he's only been in Bowman Draft and Bowman Draft Sapphire. I was very confused how he got an out of 25 red, too. I was like, I'm very, very confused right now. I thought you were talking about you traded somebody. I was like, I mean, probably not any Julio rookie card is worth what an out of 25 or out of 5 Jackson Holiday autograph is worth right now. That's why. Moreno. Ezekiel Duran, because other than Jackson Chourio and Jackson Holiday, I don't know. I mean, Julio's the hottest. That's not in Bowman stuff. We got Bro Time for the Mets. Let's say on the Independence Day. See, but Jackson Holiday is selling really well. Obviously, Jackson Chourio is too. There's actually another guy, but he was in 2021 that's super hot that not a lot of people are even talking about, and that's Emmanuel Rodriguez. Got Bryson Stott, Nolan Gorman. a Javier on the gold foil going to the Astros. 1642 out of 2023. Going to the Nationals. Evan Lee. There's a Gunner. Julio Cup card. The only thing I don't like about Series 1 is it has a funky smell to it if you start opening enough of it. Smells like a shitty nail polish remover almost. There's a Vaughn Grisham. Paul Goldschmidt on the rainbow foil. Adrian Beltre for the Rangers going to Tyler Witt on the well, I guess he's not a Hall of Famer yet. I almost called him a Hall of Famer. He will be a Hall of Famer if Scott Rowland got in. But nice Beltre. The autographs in this case have been pretty good so far. Julio Juan Soto, Cunha Jr. Jowski and Brubaker. Yeah, I got an out of 50 from Finest for like $40 from some dude in a card shop. Like, just literally was like, I was like, I'll buy that from him. I was like, how much do you want? He's like, $40. I was like, oh, okay. Like, the day of Finest's release. See, I thought his stuff would sell better too, but I mean, I personally collect Adrian Beltre, but yeah, his stuff doesn't sell what you think it'd sell for. Gold foil, Andrew Benintendi. We have Matt Strahm on the green foil. 61 out of 499. One-two punch, Max Meyer. So Michael Harris is second. Gray on the Future Stars. A big run of non-rookies or anybody, not even a cup card there. The National League Rainbow Foil batting title. Carlos Carrera on the blue hobby. Exclusive. Have Yadier Molina on the Major League material. I mean, the only thing, if they didn't include the faces, they would have had to put something in that space. There would have been a lot of dead space. That's the only thing. But yeah, I mean, the design itself is decent. At least they tried to do something that wasn't so basic this year. In 2021, you could barely read people's names, so they fixed that last year. Gold foil Giants. 30-30 Club Hank Aaron. Marcell Ozuna. Oh man, JJ Bleday got out of the hellhole that is the Marlins. Lucky him. I'm going to have Carlos Rodon on the rainbow. Only 600 copies of what? We have Anthony Santander on the Independence Day. We're going to have a commemorative team patch for the J-Rod. Going to the Mariners. And Devin. Rafael Devers, Bobby Witt Jr., Prado. We have Franchy Cordero, Garrett Cole on the Aces, and Josh Jung, which will be in Series 2, his base for the Rangers, 1988. Nolan Jones. Man, Cal Raleigh has like such potential to be an amazing player for the Mariners. You have Crawford. You have Zach Thompson for the Pirates on the green foil. It's going to be 306 out of 499. Pirates in Austin. 1-2 punch Verlander and Cole. Jose Abreu. Adley Rutschman Herrera. Oswald Peraza. A base to wrap that up. We have Bo Bichette, Nick Prado, Christopher Morel, and Brian Bello. Or Brian. It's probably Brian, and I keep calling him Brian. We got Corey Lee, Bubba Thompson, Miguel Vargas, and Ricky Henderson. Oh boy. Classic got a little testy there. Rafael Devers on the box topper. No, I did not see that. Talking about the sign in center field, the Oriole Stadium. Max Fried. We got Durant. Steele Walker. Vaughn Grisham. I think it's only the second Vaughn Grisham we've seen. The American League leaders and ERA. Gold foil. 2020 club. Jonah Bride, Corey Lee, Nolan Jones, G-Man Choi on the rainbow foil, Luis Robert on the pick a game, and we have David VR on out of 2023 for the Giants. 95 out of 2023. That's pretty sick, JP. I was going to say we have O'Neal Cruz, Willie Mays, Ivan Herrera, Buddy Kennedy, Stephen Kwan, Josh Smith, Winkowski, and Seth Beer. Kevin Gausman, gold foil. 102 out of 199 on the red foil, Sonny Gray. One of the Twins. And Noah. One-two punch, McKenzie and Bieber. Mike Schmidt. There's an Adley Rutschman. Ryan Helsley. Trevor Rogers, Ethan Small, Christian Pache, Swaggerty. Jaron Duran, Cody Clemens, Libator. Bobby Witt Jr., there's Ashby. Iglesias on the rainbow foil. We have Christian Javier on the Baseball Stars autograph going to the Astros. And Greg Wolf, so another Astros hit. We have Alcantara, Lindor, Bello and Thompson, Hunter Brown, Beaver on the gold foil. You got green foil for the Royals. What am I doing? I'm going 55 point. Mike Trout, Jacob deGrom, Casas, Henderson, Syndergaard, Hunter Green, Ryan McMahon on the gold foil. The Phillies and JP, we have a home field advantage, Bryce Harper. Third one we pulled in the group. I was going to say, not the third home field advantage, the third Bryce Harper home field advantage we pulled in the group. Let's see. Like some variety in the home field advantages for us. It's like we're being haunted by him. Now we got Ichiro, Nolan Gorman Gonzalez, get a rainbow foil Tim Anderson, Davis Martin on the blue foil, and that's going to be a 241 out of 299. 62 out of 299, Willy Adames. Going to the Brew Crew. And Brian Lovelace. I have Shohei, Bryce Harper, Julio Rodriguez on the cup card. There's Michael Harris. Bo Naylor. Josh Naylor on the Base card right there. Jeter Downs, Aguero, Vaughn Grisham, Evan Lee in the rainbow foil. Greatest hits for the Julio, Miguel Cabrera in 1988. Herrera. Which means those are Herrera. We just missed, was it a Henderson or Rutschman in the correlation there. Matt Stassi on the gold foil. .328 out of 2023 on the Camilo Doval. .30 club Brian Bello. Fastest breaking hands in the East, boys. Better watch out. Brett Batty. I'll just say there's an Encarnacion who might be in Gerard Encarnacion might be a very sneaky good investment this year. It looks like he has a lot of raw talent. We got Kate Cavalli. And like no one's talking about him. We have the Angels on the rainbow foil. Sandy Alcantara on the 1988 for the Marlins. Pete Alonso, the base Major League memorabilia for the Mets. So there's a couple guys I just don't bring up because I collect myself. If someone asks, I'll let people know. There's a 1988 Michael Harris Jr. Like, who do I think are sleepers? But he's one of them. Like, I think that he's going to be very, very good. And if J.J. Bleday stays in the Marlins jersey for a while in products, I know it's not great for, like, resale values because there's not going to be a he's not going to be a Marlin on his for the year. But in general, like, he's another guy that could make the Marlins a sneaky good pick depending on what the market value is for players. You said Encarnacion's prices aren't cheap, which is weird because the Marlins themselves aren't normally too expensive in breaks from what I've seen in other groups. We got Jeter Downs, Miguel Cabrera, Yordan Alvarez, and Fernando Tatis Jr. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Willie Mays, Pete Alonso. Hey, we got a Christopher Morel. I could feel that it was thick, so I thought it was just making sure it was a parallel. And I'll just have print lines running all down the back. But it's a 112 out of 249 on the Morel. One of the Cubs and Manuel Hernandez. So not a J-Rod autograph as Devin wanted, but nonetheless an autograph in the silver pack. Which is always nice to see. Into box number 5 here. Shohei Ohtani. Let's get rolling into the 5th box here. There will start us off with the George Kirby second year gunslinger for the Mariners. Hoping he develops a little bit more into the ace they're hoping that he is. Mike Yastrzemski. Or the ace that he can be, I should say. 1-2 punch. Robbie Ray and Luis Castillo. Independence Day, Brandon Crawford. We've seen way too much Brandon Crawford tonight. Let's go into the Giants and Tom Scarberry. Did you guys watch the Triple Threads break or no? Just been a Giants kind of night. Let's just put it that way. A Vaughn Grisham rainbow foil. I personally do. They also make penny sleeve, or they also make one touches that have a penny sleeve in them, where you slide the card into a penny sleeve and it goes within the one touch. We have Sonny Gray. There's a Derek Hall, Brett Batty. If you go on Card Shells, they sell them. I was going to say if you want to look at them. Go to cardshellswithaz.com. Got Cal Mitchell on the gold foil. I believe the card goes inside the sleeve and then it works perfectly inside the one touch somehow. Josh Neller, 438 out of 499. I personally just have older one touches where you just put the card in there and then I put a sleeve over the face of the card before I close it. That's Josh Neller's going to the Guardians. Prado. But in reality, honestly, if you just put it in the one touch, it's not going to damage the surface. If I'm being, unless you're like jiggling it around like a madman, then it might. But we have Austin Meadows, 1375 out of 2023, going to the Tigers. We have another one of those in the back. Going to hit our autograph for the box. It's going to be a Graham Ashcraft. Byron Buxton. Paul Goldschmidt. Oscar Gonzalez there. Bo Naylor. Got Max Scherzer on the gold foil. Hunter Green on the Future Stars, 352 out of 499 on the green foil. Javier Baez. Shea Langeliers. Ryan Mountcastle on the gold foil. Vladimir Gutierrez, 810 out of 2023. Adley Rutschman right there. Herrera. Cup card, Michael Harris II. Peraza. Vargas. Ashcraft, JT Realmuto, Chris Bryant, Tyler O'Neill on the rainbow foil for the Cardinals, Christopher Morel on the City Connect, going to the Cubs. Manuel Hernandez. Bryce Harper on the greatest hits of 2022. Salvador Perez. Day. Kyle Mitchell. Brian Bello on the rainbow. Kyle Bradish on the color match orange, 147 out of 299. The Orioles and Natalie. Steven Strasburg. Steel Walker. Baltimore Orioles on the gold foil. To the last pack of the 5th box here. Tommy Pham on the rainbow foil. Brett Baty on the greatest hits. Oh, that one's numbered on the greatest hits of 2022, 264 out of 299 on the Brett Baty. Nathan Zaran. Have the Shohei Ohtani Major League memorabilia going to the Angels and Tom Scarberry. Joe Musgrove. Into the silver pack. Anthony Rizzo, Will Clark, Riley Green, and Nolan Jones. Get a purple here in the back. Got Riley Green, Nolan Jones, Bobby Witt Jr., and Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, I know it's not 29 out of 75. I know it's not J-Rod, but it is the other guy that played center field there for a little bit. I'll just say that might have a little bit of following. Going to Devin on the Ken Griffey purple. Throwback to 1988. Well, I mean, this one, honestly, from PSA, you might be okay. It's a little heavy top to bottom. The back looks to be decent. The corners look to be pretty sharp whenever I had it out, but I'd have to pull the card out to look at the surface. But everything else on it looked pretty good. Beckett, you would get a 9 on the centering because it's not perfect 50-50, but you're going to be able to cut it on that 60-40 PSA. The centering is more than fine. It's well centered, but it's not perfect. We got Bryce Harper on the Phillies. So maybe you can add the 2023 purple Griffey as a PSA 10 to... And every year you can just get the purple in a PSA 10 and just start the yearly Griffey silver pack collection. Get in the last hobby box here. Good luck to everybody. One of my biggest personal pulls ever is Stadium Club in 2021. I pulled the 101 Griffey out of Stadium Club autograph. A rainbow. I think it's called Rainbow Foil, I think, is what the 101 is in Stadium Club. It's probably the biggest card I've ever pulled for myself. I would say, no, the Griffey's definitely bigger. I was going to say, I pulled a Nolan Ryan out of 25 out of Topps Chrome Black. I mean, for pitchers, he's like the biggest name pitcher, but yeah, it's an autograph. Honestly, the only reason I even opened the box was because the break group was still pretty young. I think I've been doing it for like 4 months, and I hadn't filled a break in like a week, and I'm like, fuck it. Like, I was like a little depressed. I think I've only ever told like 1 or 2 people this story. I was a little like depressed for the business. Like, I was like, this is not going how I thought it would. Like, I don't know what else I got to do. Like, getting products hard. Like, the group's not very big, and I'm not trying to run like a shitty like retail type breaker environment. Like, I want it to be like a good group of adults, so I'm not gonna like go in and be that guy that forces a bunch of minis or whatever else and tries to just like force fill stuff. So I let stuff sit around for like a week or whatever, and nothing was filling. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna open these Stadium Club boxes because like I'm bored, like nothing's filling, like I might as well see if I can get something. And I ended up just opening up the couple, like 2 Stadium Club boxes, and I ended up pulling that card out. And when I pulled it, it's a rainbow foil. I thought it was like out of 50 or out of 75. I was like, cool Griffey autograph. Definitely pays for way more than the box. But I was thinking it was like $100 card because most rainbow foils are like they're not 101s in other products. 39 out of 50 on the Father's Day Michael Grove to the Dodgers and Kevin Britton. We got Adley Rutschman right there, and I opened it, and I posted it on the baseball group, and someone's like, dude, I'm pretty sure that's the 101. I was like, there's no way it's the 101. So I like checked on the checklist, and lo and behold, it was the 101. But it was a redemption. It wasn't the actual card, so had to get it back from Topps. And luckily, Griffey does sign. He just only signs like 4 times a year or something like that, so that's why normally there's not a lot of Griffey stuff in the boxes. It's always a redemption. Is what the guy at Topps was telling me. He's like, I'm sure that card was signed. He's like, because like when I called and asked about it, because it'd been a couple months, he's like, I'm sure he'll sign it. He always signs. He just only signs periodically. One, two, Musgrove, and Yu Darvish. What I've noticed when it comes to getting in breaks, it's consistently finding either the same breaker or whatever and consistently just getting the team. If you can afford it. Like, obviously, the Mariners this past year are expensive, so unless you gotta want to spend a lot of money chasing for a good bit of it, and unless you're like a big Cal, like if you're a big Cal Raleigh guy, like this year was perfect because you can chase the hell out of Julio while still getting a shit ton of Cal Raleigh because you like him as a player too, right? But other than that, if you're like not a big Mariners fan and you're not a big fan of Cal Raleigh, like this last year was rough for you guys breaking. And the problem is like I tried to keep the Mariners price down, but every time I start to bring the Mariners price down, somebody that's not really a Mariners, and I'm not saying like you have to be a fan of the team to collect that guy's cards, but you're bringing the price down because your Mariners fans are getting beat up all the time. Like if you drop the price, like somebody random is going to come in and grab the Mariners. We got 12 out of 199. Like that's the problem too, right? Like making a price list is hard as a breaker because there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And really, I don't even get to make the decision half the time. Like, if I, like, for Series 1, when I first dropped it, I had some teams a little bit higher, like the Guardians. The Guardians have a really, really good checklist, in my opinion. I think Nolan Jones is very good. Got traded to the Rockies. He has a chance to hit 30 home runs this year because Coors is a launch pad. They have Oscar Gonzalez, he's a little bit older, but he's also probably will have a good year out in right field. Very good defensively, a guy that has a chance to hit 20, 30 home runs. But other places had them like $30 for a case. I mean, I think they're more than a $30 team personally. Now, other people have started to bring the price up because they realize who's in it. But a lot of times the price is even dictated by people that know what the hell's going on in baseball to make a good decision on what prices of people should be. Carlos Rodon going to the Giants. Going to get an SSP this time around, and it's going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers team card. Going to Kevin Britton. Very unexciting SSP. Nice hit, Kevin, but honestly, it's boring as shit. I'm not going to lie. No fun-looking card. It's literally just the teammates shaking hands. Nonetheless, SSP definitely worth. I mean, I know you're a Dodgers fan, so you might keep it, but definitely worth something looking into selling. Mike Trout, Wander Franco, Owen Miller, Mats Prado. None of them have been very eventful, so I mean they've overall I think been pretty disappointing in my opinion, but they have value. I would just sell them, to be honest. Got Kyle Gibson for the Phillies. Have a Rhys Hoskins provides Jolt for the Phillies. Gleyber Torres for the Yankees on the memorabilia, on the 1988 memorabilia. Manny Machado. Vinny Pasquantino. I think people realize that it's a very hard. I mean, I'm sure the really big name guys sell for a shit ton, and that's really who you have to get if you're going to do that bounty anyways, right? There's going to be gatekeepers for that bounty to happen, so you either have to pull them or you have to buy them. And I know it's been all the talk that 300 case opening by real breaks or real sports cards, and honestly, like it's great marketing. I think it's not good for the hobby, just my opinion. Having the bounty has raised the prices of jumbos so much that they're not really super affordable for a lot of people. They're really hard to get too, so that's always shitty. I have Rainbow Foil Andrew Benintendi. I have that Graham Ashcraft on the blue to the Reds. We have Luis Robert. Like, Series 1's supposed to be something that, like, everybody can collect. This shouldn't be up to, like, $230, $250 a box. That's just... And you know what it was? Is Blowout did it because Blowout has a shit ton of boxes and they made a shit ton of money by running a 250K promo. Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of cases of jumbo, but I'm honestly a bunch of hobby. But I mean, I'll still sell my hobby for $85, $75. I probably, honestly, if people bought 2 boxes, I'd probably sell them for $75 a piece. We have Next Generation, Toronto Young Stars Celebrate. Honestly, the parallels we pulled out of the dual cases with the jumbo and hobby have actually been pretty decent, to be honest. The last hobby case we did had really, really good numbered parallels. I mean, out of the 12, we hit 3 cards that were out of 25 or less. I'm not saying that they're definitely not better than jumbos. I mean, I'm not saying that at all. I just don't think they're as bad as people say, because I mean, other than the short prints and the autographs, I mean, the parallels and stuff really aren't that that much lower. You're just not getting the gold foils like you're getting in the jumbos too. But I'm sure they correct that for Series 2. They realize what happened and correct it. Very nice hit here on the vintage stock Adley Rutschman. Going to the Orioles and Steve, a.k.a. Natalie. I would say it's anywhere between, you said 8 to 12. I would say it's more 7 out of 12. 6.5 to 7 out of 12 from watching breaks and just opening a couple cases of hobby. It's been between 5 and 6 autographs. But yeah, I mean, I can see that argument. But this is a nice Adley Rutschman hit on the vintage stock. I will say I think this corner is a little bit soft. It's not sharp, but I know Natalie's an Orioles fan. 97 out of 99. Nice hit there. I guess we'll have to take good old Ken Griffey down just because he's not an autograph. But I'll talk about him in the recap. Because I'm only going to recap what's on the hit board, guys. I'm not going to go full recap just because long break. And I have to work early in the morning to keep making up these hours. Plus, I want to, before I go to bed, I want to try to sort some more stuff, get out some shipping. I will say this will not ship until next week. Just so you guys know. If you guys need a card out of it, hit-wise, let me know. I will ship the card tomorrow or Saturday. Just so you guys know. I'll put that under the break, too. But the rest of your cards, like the base cards and stuff, won't ship out till I get back from Arizona. I'm not going to have time to sort this and mail it with the other series one from the other night. I got to still sort. So we have Nolan Jones, Bobby Witt Jr., Will Clark, and Robin Yount. No, see, I have that deal that I'm running that's a jumbo, 2 hobbies, 300 sleeves, and 35 top loaders. You can get 100 top loaders for $5 more for $375. Bobby Witt, Anthony Rizzo, George Brett, and Riley Green, because I'm also one of those jackasses. But I'm sitting on hobby cases because another breaker backed out on me, saying he was going to take 2 cases. I didn't order a bunch of them like other people did. I got screwed by somebody else trying to hook them up. I offered him the hobby boxes at allocated price, and he backed out because they were coming a day late. And he's local to me, which means he could have picked them up and literally got them a day later for the allocated price I got them at. Like, I bought him 2 cases. I didn't take payment up front because I said, just because he wanted to pay by check or by cash. I just said, we'll just pay in person and whenever I give them to you. And then he backed out because they came a day late. Which is fine. I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying that's why I have extra hobby cases that I'm trying to get rid of. I need to get some more sleeves for these cards. Hold on one second. I'll sleeve these right after we're done with the break. That way we can do the recap so I don't hold you guys up and have to get up to go get some sleeves. I mean, these all are going to get top loaded anyway. But yeah, that's the only reason I have extra hobby boxes. I mean, they'll sell in the shop. I'm not super worried about it. because I mean the Orioles are like the main. I mean, Henderson and Rutschman are in the boxes, so I'm not too worried about it. Just I mean that's what happened, but that's why I have that deal going. That's the only way to get a jumbo, because otherwise, with breaks, I mean I need to be able to break some of the Series 1 stuff, and the hobby stuff doesn't do as great. Whether I mix it as a dual case of jumbo and hobby, I pre-sold a bunch of jumbo, like 4.5 cases worth at $155, but that's long gone. I was going to say we got Ken Griffey Jr. on the purple Mojo, 29 out of 75. Adley Rutschman out of 99 on the vintage stock. Graham Ashcraft for the Reds out of 1988. Home field advantage, Bryce Harper. Max Meyer. We have 12 out of 199. Max Meyer is going to be a stud too, as long as he has decent control. We have Christopher Morel on the 112 out of 249 for the Cubs. Christian Javier. It's going to be the Baseball Stars autograph card. Adrian Beltre baseball Stars autograph card. Oswald Peraza on the 1988 for the Yankees. And then last but not least, Corey Lee, who I guess Maldonado will still probably catch most of the year because of the young pitching staff, but Corey Lee has the potential to be a very, very good catcher. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night and be safe. There's obviously a whole stack of numbered and another stack of gold foil and all the Mojos. This is all the stuff that's numbered or memorabilia that I didn't go over. Just because it's a longer break. And like I said, I got to be up early. I want to do some stuff. I appreciate y'all. You guys have a good night. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Probably will not post another Series 1 break till next week. I might post it, but it'll be like something like if it doesn't fill tomorrow, I'm not breaking it till I get back from the Topps conference, and I'll probably post a jumbo in a hobby case, dual case, only because it weighs way too much for me to take it with me to Arizona on the plane, because it'll make my bags overweight. Probably gonna post a finest case maybe, or some sort of mixer tomorrow too for baseball. The Bowman break is up. If it fills tomorrow, we'll break it tomorrow. If not, I'll bring it with me to Arizona. I'm flying out Saturday, so Saturday's not really a day that I'm going to be able to break, period, because I land late. I land at like 9 o'clock Arizona time, which means it's going to be like, midnight here? So, if that was the way it worked today, and we wouldn't even have I would never get anything filled. There'd be like 4 teams left, and everybody would leave the group because they'd be pissed off that they didn't get the reservation spot from Joey. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night and be safe. Hopefully I see you guys tomorrow.